Father. Okay. Hello, worthy women. Sit up. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Worthy Wednesday. Is it 6 o'clock? I think it's 6 o'clock on the dot. Let me see. Oh, it's 6:01. All right. So we might be, I was waiting for the 4-second cue, but I think it's live now. It's Worthy Wednesday. All right. Hey, Naomi. Girl, let me know if you can see me because my sister is occupied right now, so I can't wait for her. Hey, Shannon. I'm happy to see you, wonderful, worthy women. I can't believe that today is Worthy Wednesday. Oh, now it says I can see y'all. Okay, so now I know it's live for real. Okay. Well, good people, worthy women. Baby, where are you going? Okay, I thought you were going to come so I could do it. Okay, so anyway, welcome to Worthy Wednesday. Y'all, I am so happy to see you today. What's up, Sister Dina? I'm happy to see you too. Surprise September has been absolutely spectacular. It has been filled with thrills and chills, lots of highs, a little bit of lows, but I think all of that is important in understanding that you can be struck with awe, amazement, and wonder at all times in any situation. So tonight I have an announcement, and I'm going to give this announcement, and I hope I remember to give it at the end, but if not, it'll post automatically, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, don't forget to do this. So thank you, Naomi, for that. Today is September 23rd, 2020. Y'all, there are 7 days left, just 7 short days left in Surprise September. So every worthy woman in this group, you have an assignment, and that assignment is to tell all of us here in the Worthy Women family, what surprises have you encountered during Surprise September. So there's going to be a post that pops up tonight at 7 that's called Surprise September Report. So I want you to share anything that you feel comfortable with sharing about any surprise that left you struck with awe, amazement, and wonder during the month of Surprise September. One thing that I've learned, and it is certainly true, that your testimony and your life is someone else's survival guide. It gives them hope. It gives them reason to continue and run on. So I am going to challenge us. We have just 7 days left in this month. That's absolutely unbelievable. But you are going to give me your Surprise September report. I cannot wait to see them, read them, celebrate with you. No matter what they are, I will be excited because Surprise September has certainly been that. I have about 50 I want to share, so I'll probably post a lot. But that will appear tonight at 7 in the group, so don't forget to do your Surprise September report. The second thing I want to talk about is what we're going to talk about tonight in Surprise September. I felt like maybe I had kind of reached the limit of what exactly I could say about living in a month of surprise or learning how to live in a state of awe and wonder and amazement. And then this morning when I was taking a shower, I experienced something yet again that caused me to think, I am so surprised by that. No pun intended. But the first thing I want to do before I talk about that is I want to show y'all the best surprise I got last Wednesday, just a week ago today, and she's leaving me on Friday. Hi. Y'all say hi to my baby! She's been the best part of Surprise September. She's on her way back to school on Friday. They got to get back to work and get training and get ready for their season that will be in January. And so I have so enjoyed having her home, even though she's been doing her schoolwork the whole time. Hello, what are you doing? Didn't you come home to visit me? She's like, no, Mom, I have to do my work. So it's totally fine. Anyway, but I'm happy to see her, and I love her, and I'm thankful for her. And she's a good surprise. I tell y'all, she's the best kind. So tonight, Worthy Women, I want to continue and almost conclude. I have something planned for you on September 30th. Be ready for that. I want to talk to you about stretching. I mean, are y'all ready or no? I don't really think I'm ready, but we're going to go. So here we go. Anyway, so the word stretch in the dictionary, because y'all know I immediately went to the dictionary. The word stretch in the dictionary has 11 definitions. Okay, here's what gets me about words and word power. When you know what a word means, it can really change how you use it. All right, so stretch has 11 definitions as a transitive verb. So that means that the verb modifies a direct object. So for example, I like pie. So the verb is like, and then what does it like? Or what do I like? I like pies. Or she makes hats. So she is the subject, the verb is make, and what do I make? Hats is the direct object. So there are 11 definitions for the word stretch as a transitive verb. But stretch can also be an intransitive verb. Now, the first half of the definition of stretch is all the things that we know about it already. Okay? It means to extend one's limb or body in a reclining position. It means to reach out. It means to pull taut. So like, you know, when you do the rubber band workouts, that's stretching the rubber band to almost the breaking point, and then you bring it back, you know, contract it back in. So that particular part of stretch, the definition, is a transitive verb. It modifies a direct object. But tonight, the part of stretch that we're going to talk about is the intransitive use of speech as a verb. And that means that the verb is alone. There is no direct object for that verb to modify. So for example, if the sentence is birds fly, well, we know the subject is birds, and what do birds do? They fly. So as an intransitive verb, the verb has the ability to modify whatever, but there's no specific direct object attached to it. Okay, so that sentence, I want you to think about this. Birds fly. You would be like, they fly where? They fly how? They fly when? You could put anything at the end of that sentence, and that is the beauty of an intransitive verb. It gives you the freedom to not be obligated to one particular direct object. All right. So let's define stretch as an intransitive verb, meaning that the verb stands alone and it gives you options. So the first one was to become extended in length or in breadth. Okay. The breadth of something, the width of it, the weight of it, the girth of it. To extend over a continuous period. We know what stretch. Just hold it there. Just hold it. To become extended without breaking. To extend one's body or limbs. And the final definition was to lie down at full length. All right. So when you're stretching, 9 times out of 10, you're going to eventually be in a completely flat position. You're going to be laying parallel to the floor, all of your limbs stretched out from your arms all the way to your legs, completely stretched out. You do stretch in order to enhance your performance. So I looked up what are the benefits of stretching. Okay. You have improved flexibility. Now, if you're young, that's really important. If you're a little bit older like me, flexibility isn't really high on my list right now, but I still want to be able to bend down, pick up things, reach up and grab something. So I feel like I probably need to stretch a little bit more. Stretching also improves your posture. Where have we heard about posture before? Our heart posture many times. Stretching also prevents or reduces injury. Now, since my baby is an athlete and she's been a multi-sport athlete for years, since she was in 6th grade, she has learned the importance of stretching to prevent and reduce injury. It says another benefit of stretching is having a calm mind. Okay, that's a benefit for me all by itself. I need to practice that. It also releases tension or stress. Did y'all know that? Listen, we need to start having stretching sessions on Worthy Wednesday to release some tension and stress so we can be ready to hear and receive. Stretching also increases your energy. Is that what all children do across the United States of America? Do they stretch everywhere they go before they get to school? Because, woo, y'all know children have a ton of energy. Finally, stretching increases your blood flow to your muscles. Now, worthy women, I want you to understand that during this month of Surprise September, you have no doubt been stretched beyond what you think you are able to handle. And being that we are in the home stretch, pun completely intended, of this month, we have just 7 short days until September ends. I wanted to ask you tonight, have you experienced being stretched? And not in the sense that you would think. I want you to think about it in this sense. The third definition, that's really where I want to focus. The third definition says to become extended without breaking. Now, our current state in the world is not the best that it could be. And it has stretched the very fiber of our nation. And it almost seems like our nation is going to break. That democracy and freedom and rights and civil rights and the ability for us to live in the United States of America, it almost seems like if the stretching that we are experiencing right now is going to cause this nation to break. But I felt like worthy women that is way too broad for us to cover in our short time together. So tonight I want to ask you, what does stretching look like intimately in your life? In those specific intimate relationships that only you know about, that maybe no one really knows about, those relationships that are critical in your life. So the question I have for us is, where do I need to stretch in my life? And then the second question is, am I willing to stretch? So the second definition says to become extended without breaking. So I really had to think of areas in my life where I am constantly stretched. So the first area I thought about was time. And I simply wrote on my notes that there is never enough. Do you ever feel like you don't have enough time? That every moment of your day is stretched to the capacity that you feel like if you added one more thing, that would break. You wouldn't have any time to do anything else because one mishap in your schedule would cause everything else to crumble. So I really believe it. For me, I said, I can't be stretched in my time anymore. I don't have any more time to give. I don't even have enough time for the things I should have time for. I am constantly being pulled, taught with my time. I feel like there's always a demand on my time. Do y'all ever feel like that, worthy women, that people, things, situations, what I'm really talking about is life is always demanding your time and it's stretching you. So then I said, what's another area where I feel stretched? I'm gonna just go ahead and say amen for myself. The second area is money. Now I feel like there is never enough money. When you have to raise a child, when you have to pay your bills, when you have to be responsible, when you have emergencies, I feel like my money can't be stretched any more than it's already being stretched. I feel like if I have to figure out how to make this dollar turn into 10, to turn into 20, to turn into 50, I just don't know if I have the capability to stretch that money any more. I also feel like an area that's stretched for me is the roles that I play in my life. I play the role of mother. I play the role of sister. I play the role of aunt. I play the role of educate. I play roles that demand so much time and so much energy that I feel like I can't be everything to everyone that I need to be. Do y'all ever feel like every position that you hold in life, there are moments that you feel like you're winning at motherhood, but you're not winning at wifehood, or you're winning at work, but you're not winning with your children, that you're winning at work, but you're not winning with your family. Like the roles that I have to play, that I am stretched to the very end of my ability to be effective. Another area that I feel stretched in is work. Okay, I'm just overstretched there. Okay, the demands that you deal with at work from the time you get there. And if you were like me, I never put my work email on my phone because I said, listen, I don't need any notifications of what is happening at the office before I get there. But at work, you are stretched in every single place, in your time, in your money, in the roles that you play at work. Work causes you to be stretched so far that 9 times out of 10, you haven't even done your responsibilities because you haven't had a chance to get to them. The final area that I feel stretched in, worthy women, is just life. How do I figure out what I'm supposed to be doing in my life when I feel like every area in my life has stretched me to the point of breaking? I don't know sometimes how I make it from day to day or from month to month or year to year, when sometimes in my life I have felt like years went by in a day. Have y'all ever experienced that in your life, worthy women, where you wake up and it's February and then the next time you remember it's Christmas and you've put up the tree, you've decorated the house, your family's come over, you've bought all the presents, and you just think, what happened to the last 10 months of my life? I don't know if anyone has ever wondered where I've been and why I feel like from February to December, I was stretched so thin, I thought for sure I would break. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced, and those people that really don't know or have a relationship with the Lord, I really wonder how they make it, because I feel like even at times having that relationship, I keep saying, God, I don't really know if I'm gonna make it from A to B, because I feel like in between there's gonna be a break. So when I was looking at the definition to become extended without breaking, I said I felt like this particular definition of stretch was so compounded with other words that needed to be defined so we could really understand what it means to be stretched without breaking. Because some of us have experienced a breaking in our life. I mean, let me raise my hand. I'll tell the truth for everybody. Everybody has experienced something in their life that has broken them. Maybe not physically, but maybe it's broken you emotionally or spiritually. You have walked through something that has broken you. So I looked up the word breaking because that's part of the definition to become extended without breaking. So breaking means to separate into pieces with suddenness or violence. I said, let me just, y'all, have you ever walked through some and it was literally an explosion and you were like, oh, okay, am I still alive? Because I don't know what just happened to me in that particular situation. But the definition of breaking that I want us to think about when we're thinking about being stretched is to render inoperable. Now, inoperable means it doesn't function. See, when you are walking through your life and you are being stretched, because in case you were wondering, and in case you didn't know, in order to grow, you must be stretched. Y'all know that, right? Like you don't go from being a baby to being an adult in a day. And you also don't grow in your walk with God, in your walk with your family, in your walk in your schooling or development in a day, because you have to actually be stretched from where you are in order to go to the next level. So when something is breaking in your life, that means it is to render that thing inoperable. So let me give you an example. There comes a time in your life where you have to break gossip. Is that plain? Okay. See, when we're young, gossiping is just, that's just what kids do. We're just talking. But when you're older, gossiping is a problem. When you are a woman, you should not have any time to gossip about somebody else, because see, what happens is that gossiping will break you. It will render you inoperable, because the words that you are speaking out of your mouth will cause you not to function properly. Okay, y'all, I'm talking about when you experience a breaking, it causes you to stop functioning in that manner. And see, the beauty of that, worthy women, is that when you decide, I'm not going to function like that anymore, you can forge a new path and you can make better choices. But the problem is that sometimes when we experience a breaking, we're like, oh no, I like that. I'm going to keep being ugly. I'm going to keep gossiping. I'm going to keep talking about so-and-so. I'm not going to ask so-and-so for forgiveness. I'm going to tell them that I don't like them. And so the breaking for us has to be repeated. Have y'all ever experienced a breaking that was repeated? Totally me, just totally me, where I feel like I've gone through a lesson so many times, I keep banging my head up against the wall, like, Lord, why am I still walking through that? Why am I still experiencing it? And I realized today that in order for something to be effective, it has to stop functioning the way it was before in order for it to be repaired. Okay, but to be stretched means to become extended without breaking. Okay, so if you are experiencing a breaking, you're not being stretched. You are experiencing a breaking because you're making the wrong decisions in your behavior, in your life, in your attitude, in your belief systems. Breaking means what you're doing isn't working. So that thing has to become inoperable in your life. If you have negative words coming out of your mouth all the time, you have to recognize that has to become inoperable. It has to be broken off of your life in order for you to start speaking words that have life. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. They that love will eat its fruit there at Proverbs 18:21. My favorite book, the Bible. You should read it. But it goes to prove that if you don't break speaking bad words in your life, you're only going to function in the way that bad words are designed to function, in brokenness. Y'all got that? Okay. So then the definition says to become extended without breaking. So if I'm being stretched, y'all check it out, I won't be inoperable. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Okay. So it says to become extended. So extended means drawn out. Like, you're taking a very long time. Why are we still talking about this? I get what you said. I'm not slow. Like, it's just repeated over and over. It also means to be fully stretched out. Okay. But the part of extended that is relevant to stretch is to be made available. What? So the definition is to become extended. So basically what I'm saying is that the definition of stretch means to be made available. Y'all, when you are becoming stretched, when you are living in the tension of the stretch, do you know what you're doing? You're becoming available for growth. Okay. Now, this almost seems contradictory to anything we have ever learned in our life. But let me show you. When babies have the hiccups, we always say, oh, they're growing. Oh, they're growing. We don't tell the baby, oh, no, you shouldn't have that. We're just like, no, it's okay. It's a part of the thing that you're going through. It's making you grow. It's stretching them to their full capacity to become available for the next stage in their life. So when I am stretched, I am being made. That means everything that is occurring in my life is making me available for the next stage in my life. You guys, do you understand that when you are made, that means you are crafted, you are created, you are not thrown together, you are not a last resort, you are not a mistake, you have a specific design and purpose. You are made. That means if someone were to come, they would say, man, the quality of this is superior. Worthy women, you were made worthy. The quality of who you are is superior. When you make a decision to be made available during the stretch, y'all, worthy women, y'all understand what I'm saying? When you make a decision to be available for the stretching, okay, let me tell you where the difficulty lies. The difficulty lies in the amount of time and what is occurring during the stretch. How do I know that? Well, I know that because I'm alive. Number one, that's how I know, because I'm alive. But the other reason is how many of us are willing to put the time in to be stretched. Anybody? I don't know if I can raise my hand right now. I'm in between on raising my hand for that. But in order to become, you have to be stretched to your full capacity. Okay. You cannot become a mother without first getting pregnant. Okay? I'm going to just make it plain. I can dream forever to become a mom. But unless I get married, have a husband, we do what married people do, and we conceive a baby, I won't ever understand what it means to become something. I won't be made a mother until I become pregnant. Now, since I know what that's like, what happens during those 9 months, technically 10, those 9 months is that baby grows from the size of a nail to 6 to 7 pounds, some 9, some 10. God bless you, mothers that have had bigger babies. That baby grows and stretches the abdomen. All right. Motherhood and pregnancy stretches you to a place that you don't even know if you have the capacity to not break. You assume in your mind that your body knows exactly what to do the way that God created it, which is to harvest a baby, grow that baby, and then deliver that baby into the earth. But during the time that the baby is being made, you are experiencing a stretching that is causing you to reevaluate every single area in your life. Now, listen to me. You might not all the time be talking about a physical pregnancy, but when you start any journey, for example, if you decide to go to college, when you first start, the task of graduating seems way too far away. You feel like I'm never going to make it to that. But during the time that you go to school, from the time of conception, do you hear what I'm saying? From the time of conception where you thought in your mind, I want to go to college and get my degree in engineering. From the time of conception, that seed is then planted. And for the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that particular seed grows and stretches you, all parts of you, until it's delivered on graduation day and you earn your degree. Now, throughout that time, and the reason why I use pregnancy, because it's only 9 months, a degree can be 4 years, it can be 7 years, depending on what you're doing. During the time that that baby is growing, you have responsibility. See, that's the beauty of being stretched. Even though I feel like I am going to break during the periods of my life that I am being stretched, I still have responsibility. As a mother, it is my responsibility to eat well. I have to get enough sleep. I need to exercise. I need to go to the doctor. I need to look at the baby. I need to make sure I like the doctor. We need to make plans for delivery. We need to make plans if there's something wrong. I still have responsibility during the stretch. Y'all, if you could hear it the way that I hear it, so many times we want the end. We don't want the stretch. Y'all, nobody wants to be stretched. Nobody wants to experience the highs and the lows and the in-betweens of going from conception to delivery. Nobody wants to experience that. But in order to become, in order to be, in order to grow, it's the stretching. The stretching is required. And here's the thing. I understand that a mother comes closest to death when she delivers a baby. Science cannot explain it, and I get that. But the amount of pressure that you feel when it's time to push that baby out, I don't know. I mean, the only way I can really describe it is like a wave crashing. That's like the closest that I can fathom to explain it to you. And then it's like all of a sudden, everything that I've ever experienced for the last 9 months culminates into this one moment, and then I'm done. 9 months of being stretched, 9 months of being tired, 9 months of changing my time, managing it differently, 9 months of learning a new role, 9 months of working, 9 months of life that has literally stretched me to a place that I didn't know I was being made. Wait, worthy women, do you recognize that if you are being stretched right now, you are being made? You are being made to conquer the next stage of your life, the next stage of your destiny. But you keep saying, Karee, listen, I get that. It sounds good. Amen. I'm with it. But I feel like I'm going to break. This is what gets me. When I was studying stretching, like literally all I thought about was rubber bands, because I feel like that's such a good example of being stretched. And I was like, God, literally, that's not true. Sometimes when you pull a rubber band too tight, that thing pops. And when it ricochets back, like you heard in reallife.com, you are hurt. Okay. And I was like, but the definition says to become extended without breaking. And he said, Karee, a rubber band cannot carry the amount of force that something much larger than itself is putting on it. I was like, wait, what? The amount of pressure that I exert on that rubber band, y'all, I'm stronger than a rubber band. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm stronger than a rubber band. So, of course, the harder I pull and the more energy and the more strength I put on it, eventually I'm going to stretch that rubber band until it breaks. But when you are walking in your life, the amount of pressure that exerts itself, whether you're walking through a breakup, whether you're walking through disappointment, whether you're walking through discouragement, whether you're walking through not having a job, whether you're walking through not having all your bills paid, the amount of pressure that those things put on you while you're being stretched is not, capital N, capital O, capital T, is not stronger than the force that resides within. First of all, I want you to know that I literally had a shouting fit, because what I recognize is that the one who authorizes me to be stretched is stronger than the thing that is trying to break me during the stretch. Woo! during the stretching. You guys, I have walked through things that I knew it was the end, that I knew I wasn't going to make it, that I knew I was going to call my parents and say, come get Gianna, because I can't, I don't have it. I can't, I'm out of it. I'm finished with this. That I knew that the heartbreak that I felt because of this particular thing was going to send me on a downward spiral. That I knew that if no one came to see about me, they were going to find me DEAD. But I am telling you tonight, the amount of pressure that is coming against you while you are being stretched is not stronger than the strength that resides on the inside. So I am saying to you, worthy women, you are being made available to not break. So then, oh my God, oh God, thank you. So then I thought to myself, well, there's still a word in the definition that I feel like I need to understand in this particular word. So the definition is to become extended without. Now, I was an English teacher before I was a Spanish teacher. I'm not sure how that worked out. Anyway. But in English, we have things called compound words, which it's two words put together. Y'all know that? Okay. So like underground, two words. Each of those words have separate meanings. But when you combine those words, the word becomes a compound because the definition now encompasses both words. Y'all understand that? Okay. So with and out, that's a compound word. Also can be used as a preposition, can be used as an adjective if y'all want to know that. So without. So with means together, like me and you, we're with each other, like in the same presence of each other. Out means, it can mean outside. It can mean empty. It can mean withdrawn or less than, okay? So then I thought, well, what does without, what does without really mean? Okay, so this is what it means in the dictionary. It means the absence or lack of something. Okay, y'all, the definition is to become extended without breaking. So I am being made available to not be broken, because being broken is to lack something. And the definition means I won't lack that. So that means I won't experience it. I won't have it. I don't have to accept brokenness. Okay, y'all. To become extended without, meaning I won't ever miss it because I don't need it. Yes. Do you recognize that as you are being stretched, there are things that you are going to be without? Now, hold on. Let me just help you right here. I don't mean things that you need. I mean things like pride, selfishness, fear, anxiety, depression. You're going to be without those things because you're being stretched. That means you're being made available to pick up the things that you need. Peace, prosperity, wholeness, kindness, joy, satisfaction. So I realized while I'm being stretched, I will never lack anything. Oh, whoo! Okay. So then I realized that while I am being stretched, it takes me into the territory of a new opportunity. Stretching provides new opportunities. But I can tell you that most of us are resistant to the stretching. Most of us, when we begin to feel the tension, find a way to get back to where we are whole and we are not experiencing anything that causes us to look, to be, and to pray differently. We will immediately go back to something that does us no good, that only brings us harm, that only causes us to be broken. Remember, it means to become inoperable. We would rather stay connected to something that is breaking instead of being stretched to start growing. Okay. I'm just going to say it's me. Okay. I'm really just, you guys, this is for me because the stretching that I have experienced in different phases of my life, there are times that I made a decision to go back to something else because it was easier to be broken. Okay, it's fine if nobody else has done that. But I am telling you, worthy women is a result of stretching. It is a result of me saying my comfort, my whatever I had in my brain of my reputation and what are people going to say and what are people going to think, it had to become, it doesn't matter, Carrie. It's your story. You want to tell it, tell it. If they're going to listen, they're going to listen. But why would I not benefit from being stretched? Because stretching has provided the opportunity for me to grow from one area of my life into another area of my life because I am willing to strengthen by stretching my muscles. Remember, I told you at the beginning that there are benefits from stretching. Improved flexibility. It improves your posture. My heart posture changes when I'm being stretched. It prevents and reduces injury that I would normally allow to become attached to my very soul because I'm being stretched. I'm aware of that. And I'm able to do the preventative work. Do you know what that preventative work is? Well, most of the time it's prayer. Secondary, that it is making a decision to be mature and forgive people who have hurt you. Y'all know that forgiveness is not for them anyway. It's for you because forgive, it's in the word give. You give out the ability for them, not really for them, but for you not to be offended anymore. It produces a calm mind. See, when you're being stretched, you don't really have time to think about other stuff. You're thinking about how am I going to grow? How am I going to be better? What is the next stage that I need to be focusing on? This entire time from July the 8th until today, September 23rd, 2020, I have been thinking, what is it that these worthy women are walking in right now that they need to hear encouragement that this stretching is for your good? See, it says that it helps release tension and stress. When we're not being stretched and when we're not making a decision to grow, we're constantly stressed out. Constantly. I mean, because everything in our life we feel like isn't working and we need time and we need more money and we need more energy and we need more of this. But when you get into the place of being stretched, you realize that what's important is me recognizing what things I need to lay down in order to move forward. So tonight, worthy women, I want you to think about how important it is to stretch. I'm not just talking about the physical stretching. I'm talking about the spiritual, the emotional, and the mental stretching that it takes to remind yourself that you are worthy, that you are created for a purpose and a destiny that maybe everyone might not understand, but you are willing to be stretched without breaking in order to encourage, if it's just one worthy woman, that you can do and be everything that God placed you on the earth to be. So worthy women, I challenge you tonight to not run back and make yourself whole and feel like I just don't have time for the stretching. I challenge you to stay in the stretch and stay in it until you recognize I won't lack anything during this stretching. And it makes me think about what happens immediately after you give birth to a baby. After Gianna was born, well, we didn't know it was a girl because we didn't find out. So after she was born, I remember the doctor pulled her out and put her on my stomach. And the first question we said was, well, what is it? Because we didn't know, right? So he lifted her up and he was like, it's a girl. We were like, whoa, it's a girl. And in that moment, I realized that the last 9 months of my life came down to that one moment. to finally meet Gianna. That's all that preparation, all of that changing, all of that growing, all of that adjustment, all of those tears, all of those frustrations, all of it came down to that one moment. And after that moment was over, the next phase of the stretch began. And that phase was learning how to be a mother. So I'm telling you that because you were always in a state of stretch. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. You were constantly being stretched. But the beauty, y'all just don't, the way that this rings in me and how loud it speaks to me and where I am and transitioning from one state to another state and finding the faith to believe that I can go and I can do and I can be. It's stretching me to a place that I can't even fathom. I keep saying, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. But today, this word made me realize that I am being made available and I will not lack anything as I'm being stretched. And I can guarantee you there may be moments of heartbreak during the stretching, but there will never be a breaking that renders you inoperable, because that is not how he works. You may experience moments of sadness or just frustration or just, I don't understand what's going on. But I'm telling you, in those moments, you are still whole. You are still worthy. You are still stretching until you get to the moment that you realize what that period of stretching was for. So, worthy women, tonight, during Surprise September, just 7 short days remain. Tonight, I want you to report on what Surprise September has been to you. The post will post at 7 because I don't know what time it is because I turn off the comments. But I want you to know that I am praying for you and your stretch. It's not going to be easy, girls. Listen, it won't be. It won't be easy, but I can tell you, I'm 18 years in to one of the biggest stretches of my life. And I can tell you every season of stretching has proved worth it. You have what it takes, worthy women, to be stretched in every area of your life. I love y'all so much. I can't wait to see you again.